Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my June TBR video. Pick the books for what I'm going to be reading for the month. I'm so excited! It's already like a couple days into June, so I'm a little bit late to the game, but we're gonna discuss it anyway because regardless I'm gonna be reading. The thing we have to do is talk about the book that I am currently reading. I already picked my books. Sometimes I do like a random number generator picks my books. That's what I've been doing recently, but I don't think I've actually uploaded like a TBR video in a minute. I've kind of just been not in a slump, but I've just been having trouble with like my attention span reading, so I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. And I didn't even do a May wrap up this month, so I'm sorry about that if you guys like those videos. I know that these types of videos are really highly loved, especially because it gives people a good idea of like what books are popular and good reviews of books and opinions and stuff. So I love these videos too, so I thought we could talk about it together. I have quite a few books here, quite a few different genres, and the first, we're just going to do the stack of the books I haven't started yet. I believe I have 8. First, we're going to go over the book that I'm currently reading because I will obviously be reading this one in June. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. A lot of you guys probably already know this is the first book in the Boys of Tommen series. It's very popular on Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram. Like, everybody loves this book. It's a big book series, I feel like, and I have been wanting to read this book. Anticipated read. I don't even remember when I first heard about it. It was probably like a few years ago. And I have been wanting to read it for so long. I just kept putting it off. I don't really know why. I know on one hand, I didn't like the previous book covers, the ones that like had the guys on them, if you know what I'm talking about. So I was kind of waiting for them to come out, and I did end up getting it a little while ago, and I'm finally reading it now. It took me a minute to finally like make the plunge, but we're here now, and I'm currently on chapter 27, page 249, and I'm like almost halfway through this book. I'm enjoying it so far. Right now it's giving me like 3.5 vibes, but we're not like, I don't feel like we've made that much progress into the storyline yet, so I'm waiting for more juicy parts, and hopefully I'll start to like it a lot more. But yeah, we'll see. But this is definitely one that I will probably be reading first this month, or like right now. Like, I'm probably gonna read it right after I film. The book we have that I'm not currently reading is The Maid by Nita Prose. This book is one that I think I thrifted it, but it was a very popular book that I had seen circulating around. And I kind of like didn't look into what it was about, but I was like, oh, I've seen this a lot and it looks pretty good. And I love mystery thriller books. So I was like, I'm going to go for it. So as I just said, this is a mystery thriller book. It's about a girl named Molly Gray, a hotel maid at this 5-star hotel that's like very popular. And I think that there is like some past trauma or like a lot going on in her life, and she kind of just buries it all in work and just kind of forgets about it until one day she walks in to a suite of this infamous and wealthy Charles Black and finds him dead, and she is kind of just acting very strange. She's acting very unusual, and she's kind of immediately thrown into the investigation and seen as like a suspect. So I'm really excited about this one. I don't know totally what it's about or what's going to happen. We have the wildly popular Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I got this one April, and I still haven't read it yet. I've seen so many good raves and reviews. Emma and Justin, who I think they like both feel like they've like been cursed, like they just have really bad luck with dates where they'll like be with a significant other and then they'll break up and find their true loves. So they end up having fake meeting each other somehow. Like, I think they're like online and then they end up meeting in person eventually. And they just I've heard they have really good chemistry, and they decide to like start fake dating, so that like they're like going on like a bunch of like set number of dates. They kind of have like rules to like their fake dating, so that when they're hoping that they'll like counteract it, and then since they're both having the same issue, they think that by doing that once they break up they'll find their true loves. So kind of like the opposite of what's happening to them. So I've heard that this one's really good, really cutesy, great for the summer obviously. So I'm gonna have to find like a cute spot in like a park, because I don't live near a beach, sadly. and read this one. But I'm so excited because it's the perfect time for it. Like, it's literally June. Like, I need to do it now before summer's over because time is going way too fast this year. Next book I have, don't mind that it's like chewed. I think my cat chewed it like a couple years ago. I've had this book forever. It is Orange is the New Black by Piper Kerman. This is, I think I kind of like forgot that this is a true story about a woman who, like, this really successful, career-driven woman. She has a really great boyfriend. She's just living like a great life, and karma comes back to bite her when convicted and sentenced to 15 months at a federal prison for her past ago she carried drug money. But I have watched this show. It's a popular Netflix series. If you guys haven't seen it or heard about it, it's really good. I love it. It is a little bit like vulgar, so I would say if you're a little bit like younger, I wouldn't watch it. But it is really good. I think it gives, I don't know like how realistic it is, but I feel like it interests me and made me so much more curious about the whole federal prison system and all of that, and just learning more about it. So I feel like that part of it is really interesting, like learning everything about that, and then like going and like actually researching more about it. I think the book is more of like her true accounts. I'm sure the Netflix series has like kind of gone off into other parts of it, obviously, because I think she only has one book, but this is her year in a women's prison and her like true account of it. And I've already watched the series, but I've just recently convinced my husband to watch it with me, so we're rewatching it. We're on season 2 now, and I just love the show. I think it's so interesting, all the characters, learning about the prison system and all of that. So yeah, obviously it's not like everything in there is not true, I'm sure, but it is interesting. So I've had this book on my TBR for years, and I decided what better time to read it than now when I'm actually like interested in it and like I'm watching the show. So good timing. Being Mortal, Medicine and What Matters in the End by Atul Gawande. Non-fiction journal, I think, about medicine and modern medicine, leaning more on like holistic or like Eastern medicine ways instead of like Western modern medicine kind of things, and how it has caused like infectious disease. It has just transformed how our lives are and how dangerous like childbirth is and surgeries and common like sicknesses and diseases, and how much it has transformed our bodies and our healthcare. And it just has like some eye-opening research, and I'm really excited to read this one because I have been wanting to read it for a while, and I feel like this is just something, especially being in the US, that would be really good to read and learn more about what's going on with our bodies. I have this webtoon graphic novel, I couldn't think of the word, called Freaking Romance Volume 1 by Snail Lords, I think. And I've never even seen this before, but I saw it, I thrifted it at my local thrift shop, and it looks really interesting. I honestly have no idea what it's about. It's supernatural. It's kind of giving like alien romance, but it looks really cute. The illustrations are really cute. It looks interesting. I'm excited. So I love graphic novels, so I'm really looking forward to this. We have is Gracelink by Kristen Kishore. This book I got probably almost a year ago now. I've had it for a minute, but I just haven't really been in a fantasy mood lately, and I think I'm willing to step a little bit more into it. I think this is more like a YA fantasy. Playing this girl Katza, who is a Graceling, which is basically just this rare people that are born with extreme skill. She's lived this very privileged life until her ability to kill men with her bare hands was revealed, and she kind of ends up following her uncle, the king, around as his enforcer, and kind of just to like, you know, threaten them and kind of like enforce his will. And she ends up meeting this foreign prince named Poe, who has combat skills, and he's trying to find the truth about his grandfather's disappearance, and she kind of ended up feeling bad and helping him, and I'm assuming that they're like kind of on opposing sides. But this book looks pretty interesting. I feel like I've seen a lot about it like a couple years ago maybe, and so I've been wanting to read this one. Also, the cover is just like stunning, and I think that that was probably a big factor of why I bought it, but I'm hoping it's really good too. Then we have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and I'm a pretty big fan of her writing. I loved The Great Alone by her, which was the first book that I ever read by her. Absolutely loved it. I actually just gave it to my mom to borrow and read, and I'm really hoping she likes it too. But yeah, I'm so excited to read this one. This is historical fiction. I used to read historical fiction a lot more than I do now, but it is hands down one of my favorite genres. I love anything historical. I just love it. Like, I just love that time period and everything. And this is set in 1939. I think it's two sisters during World War II, and it kind of follows their different accounts. I honestly love any book that is two sisters who have different accounts. I just finished The Vanishing Half, and that book was so good. And I'm not too sure about all the details, but I've heard it's really sad and it's really good. And I'm really excited because it just sounds straight up my alley. So I love this. Follows Ivy and Kane. In the present day, it follows Kane, who her husband died 2 years ago, and she kind of tried to investigate and like figure out more about his death, and it kind of just was like they were like didn't care, and like no one was really trying to help her. So she ends up moving into this old house in her grandfather's Wisconsin hometown. A lot about the history of this abandoned house and how dark it is, and she kind of realizes she has like nowhere to hide. This one is gonna be really good. I'm really in a mystery thriller mood, even though like I don't know why, it's just it holds my attention so well. So I'm so excited. I feel like we have some diverse books here. We've got mystery thriller, we've got historical fiction, we've got graphic novel, nonfiction, freaking autobiography. We've got a cute summer romance. Like, we have pretty much got everything on deck here, so I feel like it's gonna be a good reading month. I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping that I actually get through these books and I don't just get stuck reading this one for half the month. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've listened to me ramble this whole time, you're a real one. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you guys are reading this month, because I love to get new book recommendations and just hear what's going on with everyone else. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!